So for the next project, it's going to be a shop project as opposed to a woodworking project. What I'm going to do is, right now I have this dust collector right here. It makes a lot of noise in here, and I need this area for another little workbench. So what I'm going to be doing is taking this and moving it on the other side of the wall. Now I have a block wall 12 inches thick that somehow I have to manage to get the 4-inch duct to go through. But then when I put this on the other side, it'll be so much quieter in here when I'm doing my woodworking, which will be very, very nice. And unfortunately, there's not a space going through this wall, so I'm going to have to cut it all sorts of different ways, measure, and hopefully break through so I can get that 4-inch piece of plastic through. So that's what I'm going to do. So the first thing I got to do is figure out where I'm going to cut through the beautiful 1980s paneling in here, and find that place in the block where I can drill through and make my hole. I got to do that on each side, hopefully right there where it's empty on the inside. All right, so I've moved the belt and disc sander and the dust collector, and I've basically drawn out the place I want this pipe to run. So I'm going to basically run on the outside of that, and that'll give me enough room for the drill bit to get through the block. So as with all projects, you can see the hole where I want to drill. There's a 1x2 furring strip here. Not a big deal. I've drilled through it, and I'll end up prying that out, and I can start the holes for the dust collector. So I've jumped forward a little bit here, and I've already put the hole through the wall that you saw earlier. Went to the other side, did that, and I've put the pipe through. So that works out really, really well. And now when I turn on the dust collector, it's so much quieter in here. All you hear is the noise of the air racing through the ductwork, and that's it. So this has been a success so far. Now I'm going to build the table over here, and so I have a place for my new tool I'm going to be getting in April. This is the dust collector. I've taken it and moved it to the sub-basement crawl space area of our house, and you can see right here the hole that comes through the wall and the power that comes into it, and it keeps it in here, and this 12 inches of block between the rooms really keeps it quiet in the workshop. So this has worked out fairly well. I never poured the concrete floor. I just put a bunch of bricks down on top of the gravel to make it flat. It works fine, and a whole lot less work. So anyway, that's what we got going on here. You'll also notice in the corner I keep my air compressor just because it's really loud, and it's great to have tucked away as well. Right, so I've been working on the cabinet, and the way I do this is I build these verticals with a notch for the 2x4 going horizontal. That goes from piece to piece. The bottoms of the 2x4s at the bottom are actually notched to provide a smaller area on the ground so they'll rest easier, because this concrete is not very smooth. And it's 23 inches out, and I'm going to have to take a break for a couple days, but when I come back I'm going to join this frame back to the wall, trying to dodge all the electrical and plumbing issues that I have. This is actually a sump pump here, and the duct at the bottom is a duct I put in during my laser series on my CNC. It takes out the smoke and dumps it outside, so got to build all around that. Alright, so I'm working on the front of the cabinet. I ran out of melamine stripping, so I'm going to use maple just because it looks nice. So you put it on there. It's not as good as a real edge, but it's it'll work. This stuff's fairly thin. So you put it on with an iron, and iron on really pretty warm. Have it on a 6 of 7 setting. See how it just goes on like that? Very nice. Okay, so I'm ready to put it on, and I could screw it down, but I think it'll just be easier to take a couple globs of glue in a few key places, and that will hold it in place. So now I'll just put the piece on there. This piece in place, putting it down, and then, well, that looks nice. very happy. So I'm going to get the sander, just put it on there, and that'll help hold it down. Put that right there. That's going to be my drum sander. So the next thing I have to do is put a shelf underneath so I can store some things. So I'll have to work on that and figure out how I'm going to make it happen. Okay, so I've been working on this and I built the framework down here, as you can see, for the lower shelf. 2x4 in the front, 2x2s on the back sides, and in the middle. Put some of these together. I had to toenail them in using a jig to make that happen, and they're in place. And so now I'm ready to put the 3/4 inch plywood. And so I've notched it for this 2x4 over here, and there's a piece of quarter round in the back corner, just like there is up here, and now I'm going to slide that in and see if it works. And due to the magic of video, it works on the first try. So one of the things I had to deal with here is over on the side, the vacuum system for the dust collection, and I'm going to have to run that around on this level a little higher up, and I'll have to adjust all that. But now I'm ready to start stocking things and getting it ready. In April, I'm going to be getting a jig for sharpening tools, and it's going to be going here. So that's why I'm trying to do all this, is get everything ready for the sharpening and sanding station. So the workbench is basically complete at this point. So I got my drum sander here right next to the belt sander and disc sander that was already here, and I also have my new tool, which is a Pro Edge sharpening tool for sharpening chisels, blades, really anything that needs to be sharpened very well. And I'll do another video on that, but that was the tool I got back in April. And anyway, a lot of storage underneath here, belt sander, belts, and including other storage underneath here. I try to keep this height perfect for these large tubs. You can just slide underneath there, and they really help increase your storage. One of these days I'll probably put some shelves here to store some things, but for right now, this is all that I need. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this shop project. It's going to really help me out here, and I hope you all enjoyed it as well. So if you liked it, give it a thumbs up, and hey, subscribe today. There'll be a lot of other videos. The next video is going to be the review of the Robert Sorby Pro Edge sharpening system. And anyway, if you thought this was good, subscribe today, and I'll see you next time on Wassell Woodworking.